Look, 50 Cent announces a new Power spinoff, Power Orgins. It's a prequel focusing on the young versions of Tommy and Ghost. Spence Moore II gonna be playing young Ghost. You might know him from All American. He was the backup running back for Crenshaw. Yeah. Charlie Maine gonna be playing young Tommy. Really don't know him too much, but he was in The Watcher. And Makai Curtis, the one that played Kanan Stark in Raising Kanan, will be returning as Kanan, fam. This is dope. I only hope that they really just go ahead and let Shameik Moore be in the whole season playing Breeze. For you that don't know, Tommy and Ghost worked for Breeze when they was kids. He killed Breeze. Yeah. Ghost killed Breeze. Look, drop it in the comments. This is dope. I think it's going to be airing on Stars. And they got another one. And it's two different ones, bro. Power ain't never ending. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the Playground. Chance the Rapper premiered the Ride music video with Do or Die. This is from the Starline album, and I gotta tell you right now, before we even get into it, this is one of my favorite tracks on that CD, fam. Why? The nigga came like Bone Thugs. I mean, I know Do or Die, he came like Do or Die too, but he came like Bone Thugs on that bitch, you know what I mean? Shit jam, fool. Well, look, he just released the music video, and it's self-directed. Dope, vibrant, love letter to the south side of Chicago, just in time for his show tonight. He's on the And We Back tour, the Chicago leg of the tour, fam. Perfect timing. Drop it in the comments if you heard it, fam. He filmed it at Avalon Park. Ride, just enjoy the ride, just enjoy the ride. Trust, we gonna be alright, it's gonna be alright. Man, shit hard. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the Playground. Shout out Chance the Rapper. Look, 6ix9ine throwing shots at Casanet. Look, he say Casanet is one of the biggest streamers in the world. True. But all his content is for kids. He say, bro, you don't never hear about no grown men going over there. Oh, I missed the Casanet stream. Look, bro, 6ix9ine is still kind of salty. Why? Casanet said he may never do content. Doesn't want to film with a certified rat. 6ix9ine, you know, even though he snitched, he still take that shit very personally, which is crazy. Cause you think that, you know, you call yourself the rat leader, you'd think it wouldn't even hurt your feelings, but you call Daniel Hernandez a snitch. He's trying to fight over it. It's crazy, bro, but I like 6ix9ine. I'm gonna just be honest with you, I'm gonna just be real. I like him, you know what I mean? Just being honest, bro. The man is a character, fam. He's entertaining. Drop it in the comments. Shout out 6ix9ine, man. Look, Ice Cube released Before Hip Hop Premix with LL Cool J, bro. It ain't just LL Cool J. He even got Chuck D from Public Enemy on this track. The song is available on all streaming platforms. If you ain't heard it, look, Cube say, look, bro, for a long time they've been saying, they've been trying to rewrite history and blame hip hop for the destruction in the world. But he say the truth is, we were just reporting the struggle. That's all it is, man. Reporting the struggle. And when a lot of you know the struggle, why they talking about robbing then? He talking about what you go through while you in the struggle, nigga. Just being honest, just being real. Look, shout out LL Cool J, Chuck D, and Ice Cube. They say LL Cool J on his spitting fire and Chuck D on his revolutionary shit, and Cube is just Cube. Look, drop it in the comments, man. Shout out them guys. Tracy Morgan announces the new series, Crutch. This is a Paramount Plus original comedy series starring Tracy Morgan himself, premiering November 3rd. 8 episodes of the series will be available the day it launches. Look, I ain't heard from Tracy Morgan since, what's that show? What's that show called? The Last OG. Man, The Last OG was funny than a motherfucker, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. Tracy Morgan is definitely missed on the screens. Drop it in the comments, man. But Tracy Morgan got a bag years ago from the whole Walmart wreck incident. And he ain't been the same since, you know what I mean? As far as television, he don't need the money. He's doing it strictly off of passion these days. I'm just being honest, just being real. Look, shout out Tracy Morgan. I don't know whatever happened to that last OG. I think they just stopped it abruptly. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and check it out. Drop it in the comments, man. Shout out T. Look, T-Pain announces Wisconsin, the animated series. He's making a cartoon out of it. Look, bro, can't believe it dropped in 2008. In that track, he say, somewhere in, put you in a mansion, somewhere in Wisconsin. Like I said, it ain't nothing to the pain. We could change your last name. What's happening? Look, he said Wisconsin when he could have said Wisconsin. Look, the man made a whole clothing brand off of this. Now he's making a cartoon. You know, he's the first rapper to do it. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Shout out T-Pain, because a lot of people thought he was like a one-hit wonder with that shit back in the day, but he manages to keep going, and the man can really sing without auto-tune. Yes, you got to put some respect on Teddy Payne's name. You know what I mean? On top of that, he's really about his marriage. I fuck with it. Drop it in the comments. Cars from the playground. Look, Go Yayo offered America $10,000 for the chain of Lil CJ Casino, and he was very specific about the chain that he's requesting. The other shit here just melted down, but 10K, if you won't take 10K, Lil CJ Casino chain, they say it's up for grab. You know what I mean? Look, bro, this one is crazy. It's going too far if you ask me, but Lil CJ Casino has responded. Say, bro, you didn't even pay the transformer. Niggas know you doing bad business anyway, so ain't nobody trying to collect on that. You ain't got to worry about that. You got to, look, I don't know what's going on with Yayo. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. But if you like a repeat offender on some jailhouse type shit, you might got a sweet tooth. You might got a sweet tooth because you didn't learn. Why? Damn, they got a boyfriend in jail. This don't take no respect away from him. Go Yayo, you know what I mean? I don't know him as far as I could throw him. You know what I mean? But definitely makes him look different. Yeah, definitely makes him look different. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Look, Wack 100 throwing shots at 6ix9ine. He say he cooperated with the government to get a lighter sentence. Now 6ix9ine was sentenced to 5 years and 3 months. Did a little over 3 years and got out. So I thought on good behavior. Now look, his lawyer just say he didn't snitch, but he did sign a plea deal that got him a lighter sentence, fam. Why did y'all say good behavior? Look, Wack 100 is the police. Yeah, Wack 100 is Jay Reed from In Too Deep, nigga. If you don't know, shout out to 6ix9ine. I don't like him, but I don't really know him. If Wack 100 said it, it damn near gotta have some type of validity to it. What y'all gotta understand is you ain't gotta put nothing in paper. Yeah, everything ain't gonna be no, let's do a paperwork party. That's how niggas been beating the system. All you gotta do is point them in the right direction. Look, shout out 6ix9ine, but I don't know what to believe. I'm being honest with you. I'm being real. Drop it in the comments. Scores from the playground. Look, Joe Budden throwing shots at Drake. Look, for those that don't know, Drake lawsuit against UMG, the defamation lawsuit for the UMG Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us track, pedophile line, it's been dismissed. Yeah, it's done. But Drake is looking to appeal this thing. They calling this thing free money for the lawyers if he does. They advising him to just let it sleep. Look, Drake cooking up something bigger, way bigger. Yeah, he got something planned for UMG. Just wait. You got to wait till these things unfold. You don't know everything. But look here, Joe Budden say, it just proves that Drake is a bitch. Yeah, it just proves how much of a bitch he really is. Look, Joe Budden is just mad because Drake never gave him the feature that he so desired. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Sometimes you realize, bro, it don't matter how old you get, you still that little boy with them emotions, man. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. You don't know what the fuck Drake got going on. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the playground. Look, Kodak Black purchased a $800,000 diamond scored necklace. The thing is a masterpiece. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Originally, the internet appraised it for somewhere north of $5 million. Now, it didn't quite cost that much, but it's a classic treaty piece, and it was actually purchased for $800,000, fam. It's a giant skull with emeralds set in the teeth with vultures perched on large Viking horns. It's dope, bro. 7-inch skull pendant with 8 different charms created by Hasmoth Jewelers or something like that. I can't even pronounce the name, man. This bitch is dope. Just to see him spending cash like that, all I could do is congratulate him, bro. You can't be no hater, because, hey, that's how I'm going to play when I get my bag, man. I swear to God. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the Playground. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. Peace. NBA YoungBoy is still getting paid for that Chicago concert despite the cancellation. Massa! This is at the Make America Slime Again tour concert that was supposed to be at the United Center in Chirac. Look, they say they were gonna shoot that thing up. You know what I mean? Yeah, say when he was leaving, they were gonna try to get him, but he was still gonna perform. The man had extra security, a no bag policy, police on standby, plus the SWAT was gonna be in the building. Look, he was ready to put on a show. The venue said no. Why? Allegedly, bro, he wanted to do a King Von diss track to close out the show, despite it being all type of kids there. They didn't want to come. And you see how the YB fans been acting when they get in public, when they get around YB, they want to show something. They had to cancel that thing, and it was only right. Drop it in the comments, but he's still getting his money. That's the only thing that matters. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the Playground. Look, Hustle Cartel Gaming throwing shots at Finesse 2 times. Look, he say that man, his heart go out to him. But look here, he say Ricky running around Dallas looking for him like he gonna punch something, but ain't never got no squabbles. Yeah, he ain't never put his hands on Nathan. But he's saying he's looking for, look, bro, he say, man, stay in the house, bro. On top of that, he said him and his homeboys just share the same stacks. Look like it might be some truth to it, because Finesse 2 times say he ain't don't make no money off of music. He say he make most of his money off of OnlyFans. And then, look, bro, this one ain't looking good, because he say Suge was out fucking him and asking him for money. Allegedly, Finesse 2 times sent Suge to him on some pimps and hoes type of situation, but he said, nah, it wasn't that. You know what it was, but he had too much respect for you, so he didn't go there. Drop it in the comments, man. Shout out both of them guys. Look, Pooh Shiesty purchased a $700,000 chain. You heard me right, $700,000. Recently, it was appraised for about $300,000, but I'm hearing that was all wrong. It don't even matter, bro. He got it from Maury the jeweler, Diamonds. First day out of jail, bro. He's just showing you that he came out of prison with something to play with. A lot of people come out broke. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. I don't know the moves he was making before he got locked up, but after 3 years, yeah, a normal nigga ain't gonna come out and spend that bitch 3, 4, 5, 700,000, whatever. You know what I mean? That's a hell of a lot of the money to spend on a chain. Nigga trying to see what that music sound like. I'm gonna be honest with you, fam. Nigga trying to see what that music sound like, because a lot of people are Pooh Shiesty fans. I know Get It Back in Blood, but I ain't never just went through his shit to see what he really had. Drop it in the comments, man. I know he was on that beatboxing, though, but that wasn't his song. Drop it in the comments. Scars from the Playground. Look, Offset admits he regrets cheating on Cardi B. Should have respected her way more, man. He admitted he made bad decisions as a man. She left him because he stepped out on a relationship, bro. All the fame, all the glitz and the glam went to his head. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Kiara ain't like that. Yeah, Kiara ain't like that. But too much money is not always good for that nigga's ego. Yeah, and we're not talking about Offset in general. We're talking about anybody, bro. When you give somebody too much, it makes them forget what's really important. Had they not been celebrities, they probably would have been together forever. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. But that's not the life they was choosing. They chose a commercial route. The commercial route is demons and devils at every little corner trying to stop the good that you're trying to have in your life. Drop it in the comments, man. Shout out Offset for just being a man about it. Just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments. Diddy requests, Sean Diddy Combs, as some of you might refer to him as, request to be sentenced to Fort Dix has been denied. Look, bro, he wanted to address the drug abuse issues and maximize his family visitation and other educational and rehabilitational efforts and programs that they have at the old Fort Dix. Well, look here, the judge say no. The judge say no. You can't recommend a specific prison to the Bureau of Prisons, but the court will try to get you close. You pick your geographical location and they'll get you close. Look, at least he got some hope. You can't go where you want to go. That's just not how the system works. It ain't about how much money you got in the bank or none of that. You know what I mean? They want to make sure wherever they send you, you ain't already got the blueprints to it. Drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the playground. Look, 6ix9ine throwing shots at Fat Joe. Look, Fat Joe don't like rats. We all know it. You know what I mean? He ain't got no history of ratting, and he say he don't fuck with rats. He spoke on 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine didn't respect that. Yeah, he say he didn't respect that. He say he might be the rat leader, but Fat Joe is the cap leader. On top of that, he say that man ain't never robbed 50 niggas in a gym. I don't really know what he talking about there. Y'all drop it in the comments. Y'all gotta educate me. I don't know that about Joe. Yeah, I don't know that about Joe. He say even Jadakiss know that man a bitch. Big Pun's umbrella man. He said, if y'all want to know the truth about Fat Joe, interview. Bring Big Pun's son to the Danza Report and interview him. The man will give you all the truth you need about old Joe. Look, I just want to know what happened between him and the Houston rapper Kurt Cobain. Just drop it in the comments, man. Scores from the playground. Look, Adam Sandler, executive, producing the Vince Staples Show, season 2 on Netflix, airing November 6th, bro. It's going to be a 6-episode season. It's one more than the last season. Rotten Tomatoes gave it 94% first season. Now, I'm not even familiar with the show. I'm going to be honest with you, but shout out Vince Staples, because not only do he have Adam Sandler, Billy Madison working on this project, fam. He also working with Tyler Perry. This is huge, bro. Yeah, this is huge. Shout out Vince Staples. I know him as a rapper. I ain't never even met the actor, but when I find me some time, I'm gonna go check it out, and I'm imploring everybody to do the same. Yeah. You got to congratulate that man. Yeah, don't hate, congratulate. Just being honest, just being real. Drop it in the comments. Look, The Weeknd expands his After Hours Till Dawn tour with Playboi Carti. Kicking off 2026. Right now, Playboi Carti is on his Antagonist 2.0 tour, and he's killing it. It's going to be wrapping up in December. The last show is going to be in Atlanta, but look here, June 2026 is going down. Look, this is already a massive trek. Him and Playboi Carti going to South America, the UK, Europe. Plus, they just added 7 more dates. Manchester, Copenhagen, Munich, Lille, Paris, Barcelona, and Lisbon. Shout out them guys. The Weeknd is an incredible artist, and plus that show that he had on HBO, I know a lot of people ain't seen it, but Johnny Depp's daughter was in it. Hell of a show. Yeah, hell of a show. Made me look at him quite different. The man is an artist, man. Put some respect on his name. Drop it in the comments. Scores from the playground. Look, Drake defamation lawsuit officially dismissed. This is a defamation lawsuit against UMG regarding the Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us diss track. Kodak called him a pedophile. Look, the judge say, bro, it was made during a rap battle. It was never a case to begin with. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Things were said from both parties. Offensive accusations were hurled from both parties. So yeah, that case was dismissed. They threw that shit out. Whether or not Drake spends his time to appeal it, Look, man, just let it go. You know, just let the shit go. You tried, it got denied. Now you got to apply that shit, music pressure. You know what I mean? This is the best thing that could have happened for you anyway, bro. They having a field day. The K-Bots are having a field day with this. But look here, bro, it ain't nothing to be ashamed of. You win some, you lose some. Drop it in the comments, fam. Scores from the playground.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the jail, it gotta be about business.